Oh, fuck.
Literally the first thing on the audio is going to be... oh, fuck.
It sets the tone, it's fine.
Excellent.
Okay, so who wants to go first? Now that you've said that, it's made me feel stage fright, so well done for that.
Okay, I'm going to pick at random then through the medium of picking at random. Nigel, introduce yourself.
My name's Nigel. I am 54 years old. I was born in Ireland and I have lived in this village for the last 25 or so years.
Okay, who's next? Carl, you go.
My name's Carl. I run a conspiracy blog, and I am quite paranoid, and I wear very thick lensed glasses. I have a fear of government surveillance, so that's why obviously I put my webcam down.
Okay. And Bernard, introduce yourself.
Sorry, I forgot I was Bernard. I'm 28 and a freelance photographer. Mostly do like journalism and stuff. I was born in Bath and have lived here for the past 5 years or so.
Okay, so you're all friends. You all investigate the ghosty stuff. You've been doing it for a couple of years at this point. You've amassed a small collection of random things that, you know, smudges on the lens and like bugs flying past and things that some people might consider to be ghosts. You have a small collection of EVPs, most of which is swearing, because apparently that's actually true. Most EVPs are abusive or swearing. And have any of you actually ever seen a ghost, character-wise?
Maybe?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
Okay, so really the kind of important question is your character a skeptic or a believer?
Mine's a believer, and he believes that all of the stuff that we recorded is cast iron evidence. And he's like one of those guys who's like, oh my god, an orb!
Okay.
Oh wow, it's an orb!
Okay. How about Nigel?
Nigel is a believer. Nigel wants to be a believer. He hasn't seen as much evidence-wise as he would like, but he would like to be a believer, definitely.
Bernard is much the same. He's like personally invested in being a believer, but like deep down he's not. Like he thinks it's bullshit, so he's looking for evidence to like vindicate the fact he wants to believe.
Okay, cool. So, sort of a skeptical believer then.
Like he's a skeptic, but he wants to believe.
Okay, so yeah, that kind of makes sense. Okay. Sorry, I probably should have typed this out in advance. I'm having to type it out like.
Just take a picture of it.
No, I mean I haven't written it down.
I know what you're up to. I can see on the screen that you're playing Blood Bowl 2, so that's what all this clickety-clacking is.
The reason that the Blood Bowl 2 is up is so that I can record using OBS, because I'm recording it, so it'll just have Blood Bowl 2 as the background image, but then I'll edit it. Because I wanted it as a video file, so I can just upload it to YouTube without faffing.
Sure. I believe you.
It is literally just on the front screen of Blood Bowl with the sound off.
Yeah, sure. I get it. I'm no stranger to orbs.
This is a long email. Are we drinking? It sounds like super tenants.
Okay, so if you would all like to read the email.
Reading?
This wasn't part of the agreement.
What is it? School?
I can read it out to you if you prefer.
Can you do it in a posh voice?
To whom it may concern, I have recently purchased a derelict public house in the village of Cumberton with the intention of renovating it into a gastropub. 3 days into the renovations, my entire workforce downed tools and left abruptly, and are now refusing to return to work on accounts of the demon on the stairs. I'd like to hire you at £50 per person per day, in brackets, night, to a maximum of £200 per day, that is, to debunk these ludicrous claims. Please respond if you are interested so that we can arrange a meeting as soon as possible. Signed, Samuel Castellan.
So who does this go to? Who's managing?
It's gone to the email address that is listed as the ghost hunting group that you are. If you would like to respond to the email, you can do so by typing the response and then reading it out.
Okay.
Writing?
Right?
Well, it is an email.
Well, I'm going to roleplay that I'm not at the computer. I'm actually asleep. On the floor.
Nigel already seems to be on it, so
Nigel's on it. It's all good. So,
Nigel's on
I'm
it.
literally typing a response now.
I'm looking over your shoulder and
Sorry,
correcting spelling
yeah.
mistakes.
Thank you.
You need a comma there.
I actually do need a comma where I'm at, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm asleep in the furnace room.
Sleep in the furnace room.
But
I thought that sentence was going to end at furnace.
I hear the typing and I also enter. And I'm aware of what's going on.
Yes. Okay, so obviously you're going to want to know more information on this. So perhaps put in there something about elaborating.
I'd also like us to query if that's to a maximum of £200 each, or if we're going to be staying for a night and a third of a day.
It would be £200 maximum per day, so that would be between
4 days.
Yeah, so there'd be three of you. No, there'd be three of you at £50 per day, so that'd be £150 a day, and then however many days it takes.
Okay. I better bring the futon.
But presumably because you're ghost hunters, you'd prefer to operate at night?
Yes, because activity of that nature is more active at night.
Yes.
If that Cooper or whatever he has told me.
Yeah. Because she knows the ghosts.
Oh yeah, we're at bookshop, aren't we?
Oh yeah. You're at Bill's Books. Bill's Books. Not really sure who Bill is, but I'm sure that will come out in due course.
Good old Bill.
Okay, so Nigel, could you please, for the benefits of the recording, read out your reply?
In character.
Allow me to just swallow this gummy bear whole. Dear Mr. Castellan, thank you for your recent correspondence. It definitely sounds in line with our interests and are interested in discussing the details further. You can contact us on 01526 584301 or respond via email. Best regards, Nigel Co. Bills Books Limited. That's not a real phone number, by the way, so I mean it might be, but
It probably is,
if
but
that's coincidence, yeah.
I already tried to send it. Illicit message.
You were on the ball quickly with that.
Well, it'd be a landline number, but 01526 would be an area code in the south.
I don't know how you know that, but
Because my job is telemarketing.
Oh, yeah,
I know phone number area codes.
Yes. Okay, so you receive a reply pretty much straight away. Dear Mr. Coe, that would be fantastic. Unfortunately, I cannot call as I am currently in America on business. However, I will be happy to answer any questions you have via email. With regards, Samuel.
Not kind regards, just regards.
So you can stop typing if you have any questions. You can just send the questions and I'll reply to them because it'll save some time.
To just say the questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing is, I guess, can you elaborate on the demon on the stairs?
The demon on the stairs.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that's all that I heard from the work gang. They simply refused to return to the building and claimed that there was a demon on the stairs and that they wouldn't be going back.
Well,
How many people saw it?
The work crew who were there at the time, they'd stayed late after hours to continue moving out some stuff from one of the rooms downstairs. And there were 4 of them in the building. At least 2 of them claimed to have seen it.
What's the contact details for the building company so we can maybe give them a ring?
Okay, so the moving company is called Stan and Co. They are building labourers essentially, and they are the people who were tasked with clearing all the rubbish out of the derelict building and starting renovations. And they can be reached at a phone number that I'm not going to bother saying because it's just their phone number.
Okay.
And they're based about 10 miles from Coomberton in the town of Plumpley. Sorry, I can't think of a name off the top of my head there. I hadn't thought of something.
So we can probably just go visit them.
Yeah.
How does he have any details on the previous ownership of the house, or like what did he buy it directly from the previous owners, or was it like an auction deal? What?
It was bought from the descendants of the previous owners. However, it's been derelict since. Did we decide what year this was? It's 2008, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah. It was bought from the previous, the descendants of the previous owners, but has actually been derelict since 1908.
Okay, so it's been unoccupied since then, at
Been
least.
unoccupied since then. However,
Okay.
it's not been sort of open to the elements. It was all boarded up. And
Is
Okay.
Coomberton the village that we're operating out of?
Since when did you say? 1910?
1908.
1908. Okay. And how big is the house?
It's a public house, so it's a pub.
Oh, right, okay.
It's a pub.
So
It's
it's like a
basically
former
ground-
inn sort of thing,
Yeah.
B&B.
Ground floor is a pub, and then there's a bunch of rooms upstairs as well, and a cellar.
Okay.
Is Coomberton the village that we live in and operate out of?
No, it's not far though. It's about an hour's drive from where you're at the moment.
Oh, okay, sure.
I don't know. I don't have any more questions. I just wanted to know.
Which stairs was it on? Because you said there's a ground floor and a upstairs and a cellar.
It was the stairs to upstairs.
Okay.
If he's not there, do we need to go to Stan & Co to, I guess, collect the keys, etc.?
That won't be an issue. He directs you to one of his site foremen. Sorry, not site foreman. He owns a chain of gastropubs, and he directs you to the one nearest to Cumberton, which is about 20 minutes drive from Cumberton, to pick the keys up from the manager there. Said manager is also the one who will pay you.
And can we stay at
Do
that
we have
pub?
accommodation built into the cost?
No, but there is a hotel nearby. There is a small village inn. There's a pub just up the road called the Black Hart, which is a very, sensible name, and they charge a very reasonable rate of £25 per person per night. But presumably, if you're going to be there overnight, then you don't
We'll be
need
working.
accommodation. It's only an hour's drive away.
We might want to sleep in the house. I mean, in the day.
Yeah.
Well, I say we go there in our van. Do we have a van?
Yeah, you've got a van.
Can I quickly run to the toilet?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be back in a second.
Have we named the van? Important.
Have you named the van what? Sorry?
Yeah, well, like, Scooby-Doo's got the mystery machine.
Yeah.
What should we call this?
But you're on a
Spookmobile.
podcast that doesn't have a name either, so
Yeah. The
So what-
naming the
Spookmobile.
van before your business.
I'm a blogger. It's called Gibbons. Gibbons.
Well, how about
Gibbon.
you've got the mystery machine, so you could call it the conundrum engine.
No. What's the other synonym for mystery? Has anyone got
Riddle,
Yeah.
puzzle,
Enigma.
something with W? There's something wagon.
the Wystery wagon.
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
But
The
we don't
puzzle
solve
wagon.
mysteries.
What do we do? What do we do again? The booksellers, don't we?
How about the evidence engine?
Yes.
The evidence engine. The van, by the way, is set up so that it's a long wheelbase that has two
Okay, I'm
seats
back.
in front. Hey, two seats
Can
in
it-
front. So the van has two seats in the front, then three seats directly behind that, then like a partition, and then all your gear goes in the back behind that.
Can it be like the van from Jurassic Park 2?
No.
with a crow's nest?
Okay, so you're going to accept the proposition.
Definitely, otherwise we'll just have to finish up here,
I
won't
think
we?
so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, so as I said, Cumberton is an hour's drive. There's no real diversion to go to the other pub and get keys. You may be able to find some information out there as well. Cumberton is a small village. It has a few shops and two pubs, one of which is the derelict one that you are going to go and investigate. The other one is the Black Hart. It has a butcher. It has a general store, which is basically like a Nisa local, something along those lines, branch of Spa, that kind of thing. And a... Sorry, there was noises there. Is everyone all right?
Yeah, sorry, I've got my space heater on in the background.
Okay, cool. So yeah, there's like a butcher. There is a general store that sells, the kind of things that you find in a spa. There are the two pubs, one of which is the derelict one that you are going to, and there is a church, which is like many village churches, one of those ones that sort of has kind of a library tacked onto it. Outside of that, that's pretty much all there is in Cumberton. Plumpley is slightly bigger and therefore has a bunch of pubs and a bunch of shops and so on and so forth, and actually has like a little sort of town centre area. But that's about it really for the surrounding area. It's quite sort of wooded and what have you. It's in the southwest, but just on the cusp of being sort of up into the Midlands a bit.
Okay. Do we need to take a detour to the man who's got the key at the pub over?
Yeah.
Yes, we've already done that.
Yes.
So we need to go there.
Yep.
Should I roleplay driving?
Just no. it's not going to require a drive roll because it's just driving normally to a pub. So after about an hour's drive, you arrive at this very charming-looking rustic pub. It's obviously one of those ones that's been updated fairly recently to look charming and rustic. And the cars out front are all fairly, middle-classy kind of vehicles. So there's a sort of handful of Beamers and a handful of, stuff like that, Alfa Romeos, decent cars. It seems quite busy considering the time of day. I mean, it's about 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. So kind of interesting that it's busy this time of day, really. But it is a Friday, so guess people who've, taken a half day at work because they're rich and could afford it have travelled off to this pub. The pub is called the Chop House Inn.
The
Chop House Inn. There is a sign out the front that has a kind of stylized chop piece of meat, but in silhouette, so kind of artsy fartsy.
Just to be clear, my character is low social skills. I think the mahogany was going to be the talker, the front man, or woman. So if we're going to have to because we can negotiate up the price, can we?
Well, you could, but you can't really do that with the pub guy. You'd have to do that with the actual Samuel Castellan bloke.
Okay.
With the pub, could we just lie to it? Wait, so we said we were going to be paid by the manager, right?
Yeah.
Is Samuel going to hand us the money, or is
the manager of the Chop House presumably is going to hand you the money?
so we could just lie to him?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a good starting point.
Just tell him we were under the assumption we were going to be paid more.
200 each. Yeah, we showed them the email, said it was 200 each. Misread it. But maybe let's not do that just yet.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to just lying straight away.
Should we go inside?
We'll do it afterwards. We'll find some expense to charge on.
To comp some expenses, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are currently sat out front of the pub.
But I think we should go inside.
That sounds like a good idea.
Open the door and get out of the car.
Okay, you open the door, and in front of one of those little lectern type things that you see in restaurants, there is an attractive young waitress. Behind it rather than in front of it, because that'd be weird. Waiting to seat people at their tables. She sees you come in and she says, "Table for 3."
Yeah. Please.
No, we're having business, aren't we?
Oh yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, business.
so you go, "Yeah, please." Then you get jogged in the ribs, and then you go, "Yeah, business."
Yes.
She looks at you confused.
We have some business with your manager.
Okay. What kind of business are we talking
It's
about?
to do with the pub down the road that they're trying to open. He's got the keys. We need to pick up the keys to get in.
You mean the Lamb and Slaughter? Yeah.
That's the one.
Mr. Castellan bought it fairly recently. I know what you're talking about. Okay. I'll just go and get the manager for you. She heads to the back, and shortly afterwards, a sort of late 30s, early 40s man, fairly heavy set with a bald head, comes out. He smiles in greeting and offers his hand to shake. Hi,
shake it.
Tim. Hi, I'm Tim. I'm the manager here. I understand you're the ghost hunting team that Mr. Castellan has brought in.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
We don't like to be called ghost hunters. We're paranormal journalists. Thanks.
Okay.
I'm going to shake his hand just slightly too long.
Just slightly too hard. Okay. So, if you'd like to follow me, we'll take a seat, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have that I might know the answers to, and hand over the keys, and explain how the payment will work, of course.
Excellent.
Do you follow him?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, he leads you through a surprisingly spacious, considering what it looks like outside, dining room to a more private room towards the back where he takes a seat. Can I get you anything to drink?
Yeah, I'll have a pint of cider, please.
Pint of cider?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll have a double whiskey if possible, thank
Double
you.
whiskey? Gotcha.
I'll have a large ale.
A large what?
Ale.
A large ale?
Yeah.
Okay, pint of ale. Sure.
He is our designated driver, though, so...
Make it a half pint.
Yeah, make it half.
Okay, yeah. Alright, so he sort of pokes his head out the door and speaks to that showed you that was standing at the door. Shortly afterwards, your drinks arrive. They're very good drinks in very fancy glasses. Okay, so like I said, my name's Tim. I don't really know all that much about what's going on in Coomberton, but I do know that Mr. Castellan is quite worried about it. Do you have any questions I might be able to help answer? He pops an envelope on the table. In there you will find £200, which is the maximum that I have been permitted to give to you. I know that it's at £50 per person per day, but we might as well just give you the 200 to start with. This is an advance, so you'll get this for the first day as you've already travelled out here, and you'll also find the keys.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So I get out a notebook, and I'd like to know the date of the first incident, please. Or if the incident of the workmen actually leaving the pub, was that preceded by anything?
We did have a report from Stan, the builder. Stan Collymore.
Stan and Co.
I'm joking, it's not Stan Collymore. Stan Neem, his name is. Stan Neem. One of his labourers quit abruptly on the first night, saying something about seeing a little boy.
Okay. Do you have any more details on that, or is that...
Well, he just said that the kid who was like 16 had like started going on about a little boy who kept watching him, and that he couldn't work there anymore, and that he didn't want the job anymore, and basically up and quit on him. The labourer's name was Lenny Smith.
Bloody apprentices. They're just useless, aren't they?
Well, I wouldn't know about that. I employ a fair amount of young people here, and they're all pretty good.
Do you know if the building has working electricity?
It does not, but they had set up a portable system, so there is like essentially a generator in there with lights.
Like site lights, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you manage to speak to Stan or anything? Did he come in and talk to you?
Personally, I didn't speak to Stan. Mr. Castellan, of course, handled all of that.
Oh, okay. Is there anything else you think is important that we should know?
Like I said, to be honest, it's only been very recently. I mean, Mr. Castellan acquired the property maybe a month ago and sent builders in pretty much straight away as soon as he could get everything arranged. So we've not even really had it he's not even had it for very long. And it was kind of a fixer-upper project that he was going to be working on.
Okay, well, does anybody else have anything for that?
Do you have any contact information for the men who were working on the building, just in case we have any questions for them?
Yeah, absolutely. I was asked to hand that over to you, so you'll find all the information on Stan & Co. In terms of where they are and where you can find them and how you can reach them in there.
Beautiful, thank you.
If that's all, then folks, I will leave you to enjoy your drinks and I will head back to work. If you do have any other questions though, my phone number is also on that piece of paper, so you can always give me a call. I will say though that I know very little about the situation, just what I've heard from Mr. Castellan, so you may be better off sending him an email if you have any more sort of in-depth questions.
Okay, thanks a
Excellent.
lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you.
Alan, your mic just went very echoey and strange.
Ooh, spooky.
You've gone back to normal now. You briefly sounded like a robot, though.
I think that was
Like what, a robot?
Yeah, you sounded like sort of Cylon. Cylalan.
I think that was the EVP.
The story. Nigel's a robot.
Nigel's a robot. Okay, so what would you like to do next? Where do you think you should go next?
What time of day is it? When are we here?
It's about 4:30 on a Friday afternoon.
Check
Yeah,
into the hotel.
Yeah. Well, have we missed check-in?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, we should probably do that. Well, we should probably just get straight over there and start having a look around, right?
Plus, we might want to get set up before it gets dark.
Yes.
Right. So maybe we should do that, and then we can talk to the builders tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, you can do that if you like. So you want to go straight to the lamb and slaughter.
Yeah, for an all-nighter.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Okay, so it's about 20 minutes drive to Coomberton. You drive through Coomberton on the way to the pub. As I said, there are a handful of shops and sort of double handful of houses. You see a couple of people kind of out and about. There's a few people sat outside the Black Hart on tables drinking pints. Seems like a charming little place to live. So you pass through the village and then a short way to a right-hand turn that isn't covered in asphalt. There is a sign on the right-hand turn, hand-painted but very faded, that says Lamb and Slaughter.
So presumably we have to go down here.
Perhaps so.
I'll turn the steering wheel to the right without slowing down. So go into the corner at about 35 miles an hour.
Okay, no worries. It's a pretty easy corner. It's not like there's gates or anything like that. So you head up the track. It's a very short track, actually. It just sort of doglegs around a kind of rock formation, and then you're in a sort of courtyard type clearing type bit where the pub itself is sat in front of you. As there are no lights on inside, it is a big, sort of big-ish building, like a big pub, big country pub, maybe an old coaching house or something like that. It looks like nobody has been here in a while. However, there is a big yellow skip sat out front, half full of refuse. And you can see that the ground in front of the door is somewhat disturbed.
Okay. Who took the money and the keys and stuff, by the way?
I left them on the table. I thought you.
I've got the money.
Can I have you all roll a standard perception check?
Yes,
So,
you can.
do you remember how to roll dice?
No.
So I think it's roll. I'm just going to see if I can do it.
What skill is perception?
Yeah, there we go. So perception should be... yeah, because it's not called perception here, is it? I'm doing... So it would be a spot hidden roll. So
Okay.
what you're trying to do is get under or equal to the amount that you have spot hidden.
Okay, so mine's 25, so I have to get 25 under.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, mine's fucking 25, I think. So
Did anybody make it?
Nigel, what was your spot hidden?
My score 25. Sorry, my roll was 49.
Okay, so all of you
No.
have failed. None of you notice anything particularly interesting about the outside of it.
What is it that we didn't notice? obviously I went metagame. Like, you have my word.
All right, so because Nigel got within double it, you do notice something small. It would appear that someone has closed and locked the door, so the builders either fled very slowly or someone else has been here since.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna start getting stuff out of the van
Mm-hmm.
to get ready because I'm gonna assume somebody else is gonna go in first in case there's any pitfalls.
I'm meddling with all my camera stuff, just setting everything up.
Nigel, you've got the key.
Go on, Nige.
I unlock the door.
Okay, Nigel, while those two are being noisy in the background and you're going
Are
up the
being-
door...
are being what?
Please, being noisy in the background, fiddling with cameras and gear and things like that. Not literally, I'm talking about you doing it in the game.
Yeah, no, I know. I just didn't hear the word noisy.
Okay, so can you please make a roll for me against your listen skill? You need to get double your listen skill here.
Me.
Yes. So double or under.
I'm just gonna copy paste this dice roll thing. I feel like that's gonna come in handy.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Clever.
Okay, so as you go to unlock the door, you hear a faint sound like small feet running up a flight of stairs from inside.
I think there might be something inside. Maybe an animal or something. A badger. I don't know.
Badger.
I mean, it sounded small and light.
Give
Have you ever seen a badger? They're huge.
Maybe it was the devil on the stairs. Ooh.
Ooh.
I'll get the badger toxin out of the bag.
Good plan.
The badger
I'm just-
repellent. It's like it's
So-
like your utility belt.
So what? I'm going to follow Nigel into the doorway. I assume he's crossed the threshold. Is there like a floor plan or something that we can see in front of us, or?
I haven't got a floor plan for you, I'm afraid. It's one of the things that I intended to do and didn't get around to, but you are currently walking through the front door of a pub. So you're walking into what would be the sort of lounge bar area. If there was proper furniture, unfortunately there isn't. It has been lost to the elements. The lounge bar area seems to have been damaged by a combination of water and time. However, all of the crap has been cleared out of it, leaving only the bar itself and the shelves behind it.
There's a generator in here. There's a generator in
The
here.
generator is sat in the corner along with a couple of lights. One of the lights has been knocked over and not picked up again, though. And the bulbs inside it is smashed, coating the floor in a sheen of broken glass.
Oh, sorry, go on.
There is a door to the right that is closed, and then there is a doorway, but without a door, directly ahead of you past the bar. Through it you can see, although it's starting to get a bit dimmer outside, you can see that there is another sort of pub-like room beyond.
I'm taking photos of everything as it is untouched from all different angles,
Okay.
just to kind of like get a baseline comparison thing going on.
Okay, what kind of camera is it you're using?
I got film SLR.
Okay, so you're not using a digital camera.
No,
Alright.
I'm going to tell you what it is. I think it's a Pentax ME.
Okay, that's cool. I know nothing about cameras. I was just asking whether it's a digital camera or a film camera.
It's a film camera.
Okay. Carl, are you videoing this?
Yeah, I guess I am. Well, to be fair, no, I'm not. In my head, I was carrying cases of equipment. I hadn't set anything up yet.
Okay.
Put it over by the generator. So no, I'm not videoing.
Okay, cool. Alright, so you're stood in the lounge bar area. What would you like to do? You can, of course, request to make a check at any point. So if you say, oh, do I see anything out of the ordinary or blah, 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 then, you know, I'd ask you to roll a spot hidden. That's just as an example. Or, you know, if you go, I stand and listen carefully, then it'd be roll listen, that kind of thing.
Well, I'm taking very close attention to everything whilst I'm photographing stuff.
Okay, so in that case, it would make sense that you would roll a spot hidden.
Oh.
So if you can please give me a D100 roll.
I'm going to copy paste it as well. That was a good idea.
Can I just quickly establish what's the sort of extent of our equipment? Do we have like, I don't know, like 3 cameras set up, or you know, we didn't really go into detail.
Yeah, I mean, anything that you would reasonably expect to see from one of these sort of ghost hunting teams. So you've got like 3 freestanding cameras that you can set up, connected to a laptop feed. You've got a video camera, a decent one, and then you've got a couple of handhelds as well. You've got a recording device that you use for recording EVPs. Basically, if you come up with something and you think that you should have it, and you can, you know, be convincing enough to me that you would have it as part of your ghost hunting kit, you've probably got it. You've been doing this for a couple of years now, so you've amassed a bunch of equipment.
I'm just thinking that we maybe set up the laptop hub by the generator in the common room, and then possibly set up the bulk of the equipment in wherever the stair area is, if that's the area of activity.
In the what area, sorry?
The stairs when we get to it. But right now, while she's taking this phase, I'll be setting up the hub.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you set up the laptop. There is a sort of power bank attached to the generator. The generator isn't on at the moment, so you may want to turn it on.
Okay, I'll turn it on.
Okay, the generator starts easily. However, the broken light starts sparking, so you might want to disconnect that one.
Okay, I'll do that.
Alright.
Can I see if I've got any replacement bulbs?
You don't have anything that would fit the light. However, there is one freestanding light in here. Also, when you start the generator up, a light in the next room comes on as well.
Okay.
The one through the doorway that doesn't have a door in.
Oh, okay. So we've got 2 lit rooms.
2 lit rooms that you can see.
Okay. So I mean, I'm going to say on carry on getting set up here.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go ahead.
I would like to have one of the sound recording devices. I don't really know what they're called.
It's just like it's basically like a modern tape
Like
recorder. So it records onto digital audio files.
It's
Sure.
a dictaphone.
Yes, essentially.
So I'd like one of those, and I would like a small handheld video camera that will allow me to see in like green and black night vision, like on Most Haunted or something
Yeah,
like that.
all of your cameras are capable of
Cool. That's the equipment I will have on me for now.
Mhm.
And I'll just poke my head through the doorway into where the other light is shining through, and just see if anything is obvious jumps out at me.
It's an.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I was going to say I'm doing sort of much the same thing, but taking like still images, and I'm doing it with an infrared camera this time.
Okay. So, can you roll me a photography roll, please?
Would I do that? So I put that under like art and craft.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What's your photography?
Yeah. 65.
65. Good time.
So I rolled a 30.
Okay, awesome. Is this infrared camera film or is it digital?
It's digital because it's easier.
Okay, so you spot something odd in one of the photos that you take.
What do I spot? I zoom in to get a look at that shit. I enhance.
It's almost like a wisp of mist or something like that. Towards a door at the back of this second bar-like room. It's like the bar extends through, and you can actually walk from the first room to the second room behind the bar as well. So it's basically like a second lounge bar.
So I walk towards the source of the mist with my camera up to my eye and like just snap photos basically the whole way as I'm walking towards it.
Okay.
To go and have a little
whatever
look.
it was, it only appears in that one single image. It's not there otherwise.
Fuck.
From this room, you can go back the way you came, or there is a door just past where the bar is. There's also an entrance to the bar area itself, and a door on the bar, so it would presumably go through to behind the scenes essentially. But there's a door to the right just past that as well that is accessible by the clientele of the bar essentially.
So there's 3 different doors.
3 different doors, including the one that you came through.
Okay. I go back out and I tell them all I found some doors. I found some doors to other places.
Okay, well, I'm really finished up here. I think for me it's important that we find the main staircase. I'll try and get set up there with like the big camera and all that stuff.
Well, I saw a spooky thing and I show him the thing on my camera. I'm not sure if this is just crud on my lens though.
That is definitely with paranormal residue. I say this with incomplete seriousness.
I sort of like pull a face but don't say anything and just like put my camera back around my neck. I find it less encouraging. Like, I'm fairly sure it's crud now.
Okay. All right.
Well, let's check out the rest of these doors then. I want to map the ground floor.
Yeah, that's what I thought would be a good idea, is like get our bearings, have a look around everywhere.
Okay, well, I'm gonna come with you. I'll be carrying along the
Let's just
I want to set up.
Do like a classic sort of going through a maze thing, and then just like go through the first door we see first.
Okay, so the first door that you would see looking in that next room would be the first door that you'd come to if you were just walking through and the bar wasn't there, would be the one that's behind the bar.
Let's go through that one first.
Okay, so you open the door and it goes into a short it's almost like a short passageway, and there is a door at the far end of it. However, on the left-hand wall, there is also a flight of stairs that goes downwards and ends in a door.
There's just another door.
Is there anything of note in this room?
No, it's almost like a little corridor, just with that flight of stairs.
Sure.
Can you do me a easy spot hidden roll, please, guys? So that means you need to get under double your spot hidden. Oh, there we go. Bernard's down.
Yeah.
And so has Carl. Bernard and Carl, you realise that because of the way that the ceiling is on this flight of stairs that goes down, the flight of stairs up is above it.
Okay. Interesting.
Is there any evidence to suggest that this was an earlier way of working? So if they saw it on, we don't know which stairs yet.
Yeah, no, we do. I asked.
Oh, did you?
It was the stairs to upstairs.
Oh, okay. Can we try and navigate using that knowledge to get to those stairs now?
Yeah, what it looks like is if you went back into the second bar room and then took the door a bit further up, it would probably open into a room that had that staircase in.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, cool. You do so, and sure enough, it opens into a room that has a door directly ahead of you, and then a staircase along the wall opposite. So the door that you've just come in, it's on the same wall as the door in front of you, and then there is a third door under the stairs.
I'm like still taking photos as we encounter any new room or anything, just like snapping away.
Is there like a
The
landing
stairs go up to
that we can
the
see?
stairs go up to a small landing, and then there's a door at the top as well on either side, so left and right from the top of the stairs.
I'm just going to remind you all that I did hear like a small animal or something, so just keep your wits about you. Don't jump if you hear a scraping or a banging or something stupid. It's an old building, it's probably got rats or something. I don't know.
I jump when he yells this out to us.
Okay.
I'm gonna put down all the equipment on my handheld. So should we see if we can find what caused that upstairs?
Yeah, let's go have a little peek.
Little peek where, sorry?
Upstairs.
We're gonna go up the stairs.
Okay, so you head up the stairs. It's a landing. The floor creaks slightly ominously on the stairs. They are old. And as I said, the ceiling here isn't that great, and it seems that water has got in. Any traces of carpet have long since vanished, so it's just bare floorboard.
Is it dusty?
Yeah, it's pretty dusty, although you can see the imprints of several sets of boots going up and down those stairs. Modern boots. They've got, like, you know, the standard boot tread on them.
So I'm guessing this is boots from the workers. So this probably gives us a pretty good idea of, like, if we examine these, we can get an idea of when they start to freak the fuck out and run away.
Yeah.
Okay, can I have a spot hidden roll from the two of you, please?
I wanted to see if there's any animal footprints as well.
Any animal footprints?
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I noticed nothing.
But
Noticed
Carl,
nothing.
A 5 is a pretty good success. So not only do you notice that there are no animal footprints on the stairs whatsoever, you also notice that none of the booted footprints seem to be of anyone running or moving at any speed. They're all just people walking up and down the stairs.
I'm going to relay this to the rest of the people tonight. I can't see any evidence of animals so far, so...
Well, that's a real head scratcher.
Probably a ghost.
Okay, so can I get listen rolls from all three of you?
I hear nothing.
Okay,
Yeah, mine's 50.
so Bernard,
Yes.
you hear from the door to the left at the top of the stairs a faint sound, almost like someone whispering. And Nigel, you hear from the room at the bottom of the stairs, but on the same wall, like directly in front of the door that you guys came from, the sound of something. It sounds like something metallic falling off a shelf onto the floor. And Carl, you hear nothing because you're still staring intently at the boot prints, trying to decide if they're aliens.
This is a pretty old building, right?
Yep, very old
So-
and quite. It's been derelict for nigh on 100 years.
But what I'm getting at here is they would have had the type of key holes that you can actually see through.
Correct.
I peek through the keyhole from the door where I heard the noise whilst making shushing motions, but silently.
Okay, the room beyond is in darkness.
Like, really dark?
Like, it's a inside room with no windows, and it's late afternoon. Dark.
Okay, so I point my camera through the keyhole and I focus it to get a look, but I turn on the screen so that I'm, instead of looking through the viewfinder, I'm looking at the screen, which lets me see, like, in infrared, basically.
Okay. From what you can see through the keyhole, which is not very much, it just looks like a room. You can see some sort of crappy old furniture. There's like an old armchair facing you that, from the looks of it, even on the night vision camera, you can tell is just riddled with mould.
Ugh. Okay, I whisper to... Am I with Carl right now?
You're with Carl at the top of the stairs.
Carl, I heard noises from in this room.
Let's check it out then. Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
I'm going back down the stairs to investigate the clattering noise that I heard while all this is happening.
Okay, you head back downstairs, And there is the door on the right. And we'll do you first. So, what do you want to do?
Me, I want to check out. Would I know roughly where the noise came from? Or is it sort of the main bar area that the main entrance area?
It's the door that you haven't been through opposite that door. So,
okay.
Opposite the door that you came into to get to the stairs.
Then I won't proceed alone. That seems silly.
Okay.
So I head back up the stairs and inform these two.
Okay, cool.
Well, I guess I'm gonna open the door.
Before you open the door, can I request to go and pee again quickly?
Yes.
And also, can I request to have a cigarette break, or is that going to take too long?
Have a cigarette break. We can take a break. It's been about an hour, hasn't it? So.
Okie dokie. I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, if everyone wants to take 5.
Okay.